Well, bore da blant, sut ydych chi? How are you all today? I've got quite a new book to me. I love this story. So before we start it, we better start with our good morning song. 1, 2, 3. Bore da, sit o'i ti, wedi blin o, bore da. Now this book is actually written by Julia Donaldson. How do we know the name Julia Donaldson? Because she's the author of The Gruffalo, isn't she? And my class, Dosbarth Enfys, love all the stories by Julia Donaldson. But it's illustrated by Sarah Ogilvie. And look at this dog. What's this dog doing with his nose? And look at all these children. I wonder what's going to happen in this story. This man's got pizza. And for some reason, there are penguins in the town. Penguins in the pizza shop. That's a bit strange, isn't it? And look, it looks like the title is blowing onto the page, doesn't it? So this is called The Detective Dog. What does a detective do? Have a little think what a detective does. Detectives follow clues, don't they, to find things out. And this detective dog does exactly that. There was once a dog with a keen sense of smell. She was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. Sniff, 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 time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the trees? Who took the honey away from the bees? Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, 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 with a wag of her tail, Nell the detective was hot on the trail. Oh, I love Julia Donaldson's rhyming stories. Nell shared her house with a person called Peter. A very nice child, although he could have been neater. And 6-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept on mislaying his clothes and his toys. Sounds a little bit like Mr. Richards. Sniff, 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 nose to the ground. These are the things that the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl and the book in the bed. The sock in the sofa. The shoe in the shed. The tumble-down teddy. The bounce-away ball. Where's the ball been? In the toilet. Nell the detective discovered them all. Now Nell did detection from Tuesday till Sunday, but did something totally different each Monday. She found Peter's bag and tracked down her lead, then set off for school where she heard children read. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen and also to smell. Sniff, 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 mixed in the air were plasticine custard and newly washed hay, the crusts in the bin and the coats on the hooks. But the best smell of all was the smell of the books. Now, I understand where Nell is coming from because I love the smell of books as well. Now, Mr. Griffiths' dog, Russell, has also been in the office and children have read to Russell. I asked my mammy whether Izzy could come to school, but we didn't think she'd sit long enough for children to read to her. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turned into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. But then came a Monday, when all was not well. Nell sniffed the air, and she smelled the wrong smell. Into the classroom the two of them hurried, and found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. He tugged at his hair, and he let out a sigh. Peter looked around, and he started to cry. Edrychwch, mae pawb yn crio. Everyone's crying. Mae pawb yn drist iawn. Everyone's really sad, aren't they? Sniff, sniff, sniff. What was going on? The books, cried out Peter. The books have all gone. Nell gave a growl when she heard the bad news, but then started sniffing and searching for clues. Sniff, sniff, sniff. On the bookshelf, a cap. The thief must have dropped it, the terrible chap. Nell sniffed the cap, then she tugged on the lead, and woof, she was off at an astonishing speed. Everyone followed Detective Dog Nell. She stopped at the traffic lights. What could she smell? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Haddock and hay, pizza and penguins, and further away the smell of the thief, and, how very exciting, thousands of pages all covered in writing. Then woof, they were off with no time to stop, past the farm and the zoo and the takeaway shop. They raced through a field where the rabbit smelt good, then over a golf course and into a wood. Look at these children, following Nell. They're going all the way round. They'll be exhausted. They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate in an old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling and pricked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant the thief is in here. So she knows, look. They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look!" For there sat a man with his nose in a book. There were many more books poking out of a sack, and the children yelled, "Those are our books, give them back!" Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. "I'm sorry," he sniffled. "I know I've been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just meant to borrow. I was planning to give all the books back tomorrow." To borrow? To borrow? Nell pricked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant, "I've had an idea." Then woof, she was off, and away they all sped, including the book thief, who told them, "I'm dead." Sniff, sniff, sniff. They raced through the wood and over the fields where the rabbit smelled good. They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, the zoo and the farmyard with never a stop, except to retrieve Peter's scarf and his ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on a wall, till they came to a building with doors open wide. And what did they see when they all went inside? Where do you think they've gone? Somewhere that you can borrow books. Thousands of books from the floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief the most heavenly feeling. He gazed in amazement. "Where am I?" he said. And Peter replied, "In the library, Ted. You can join if you want to. There isn't a fee. And then you can take lots of books out for free." How wonderful are libraries, aren't they? Where you can borrow all those books. So Ted has a lovely new library card, and he sits reading books in his little backyard. And when it's a Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits the school with a wonderful smell. Sniff, 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 with a faraway look, she smells and she listens to book after book. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turn into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. Look at this. What are they all drawing? All the old books and a new one as well. The story of daring Detective Dog Nell. Oh, Peter's writing a book all about Detective Dog Nell. Mae hi'n enwog now. She's famous now, isn't she? Wedi gorffen. We've finished. I love that story. I love, love, love rhyming words. And what I want you to do now, let's go and give the old books a little bit of a sniff, because the pages smell rather lovely. Let's do our goodbye song. 1, 2, 3. Hwyl fawr ffrindiau, hwyl fawr ffrindiau, hwyl fawr ffrindiau, mae'n amser dweud hwyl fawr. Tŵralwra bantani, 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 tŵralwra bantani, mae'n amser dweud hwyl fawr. See you tomorrow.